Fucking rip, bozo! We smoking that Queen Pack tonight, boys! We fucking chiefing on the Queen Pack here, yo! Hey, boy, hit this Queen Pack! Hit the Queen Pack! Rip, bozo! Fuck you! Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome back to the Boy Noise. It is your boy, and obviously you now know who my guest here is tonight.
Yeah,
of course, Boneless Chloe.
I'm back for another episode, baby. How many times have I been on this fucking podcast?
Probably about.
I think I'm like your most recurring guest.
Yeah, it's because everyone else is not cool enough to come back. Russell never hits me up.
Russell said we need to do another episode. I think we do too, because that was a fun night.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Russell. Like, the last thing I'd done with Russell was doing a rehash of our old song.
Yeah.
But that was about it.
I think I pissed him off the other day because I fucking commented on his post about chicken fillet, and I was like, chicken fillet bad. And I was like, I commented about them fucking pumping money into anti-LGBT organizations and shit. And he was just like, well, if you're so upset about it, and I was like, I'm not even upset about it, I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to say when it's there, when it's visibly there. It's not really being pissed off, it's just pointing out the facts.
Yeah, like, I'm just pointing out the cold hard truth that, like, dude, you work for a corporation that is against people like me. And, like, you're in the music community and shit, and most of the people in this community are fucking queer. Don't you think you're stabbing your community in the back just a little bit? But I'm gonna stop talking shit.
But, yeah, everyone, it's been a minute since you heard from me. I think it's been about 2 weeks now since my last episode. And that was, of course, with Chloe and John LaBelle.
Yep, sadly, no longer our bass player.
Talk about that, man.
So... Fucking, the dude we rent our studio from, doesn't get a good vibe from LaBelle, and he's not welcome at the studio anymore, not because he did anything or anything, I don't take to Twitter and try to cancel him or anything, but he is no longer going to be the bass player of the band. If you listen to this, and this is how you find out, because I think you'll upload this tonight, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to call him about it tomorrow. So if you listen to this and you hear about it through this, I'm sorry.
You were disproved by the dogs.
Yeah, the dogs didn't approve. Jay didn't approve.
Yeah, because what's funny is if you and Alejandro would have seen, I was literally sitting on the ground petting on the dogs and going, guys, you can come in.
That one little dog fucking almost let me pet it, and Alejandro pet it for a second.
Yeah, critter.
Yeah, so Alejandro's cool. He's our new guitar player. We auditioned him last week, and it was really good. Like, our session was really solid.
Yeah, everyone.
Dude constantly is writing shit. Like, he is always, like, he wakes up to he eats, sleeps, and breathes guitar.
Yeah, I was about to say for everyone out there, as I was listening to one of their videos they sent me, and I actually had a moment where Ron and I've actually talked about it before, where you hear things in music that are not there. Like, I was hearing vocals for another band while they were just playing. I thought they were singing.
It was weird. Me and him have weird chemistry together. It's really interesting, like, our dynamic and shit. Because he's more like traditional rock and roll, and I'm more like surfy, garage rocky and shit. And so, like, blending those two genres together is like, it makes for some really interesting sounding shit. Like, dude, we sounded straight up like fucking Jack and Meg White today. Like, we had some, like, real white stripe shit going, which is interesting. I start wearing this hat and fucking, rocking the denim, and the next thing I know, we're making Jack White shit. I'm a better drummer than Meg White, though.
Yeah, but you don't have the death glare that she does.
Oh, no, I do not have... I don't have to have the death glare that she does.
That's still the funniest thing. Remember that? Yeah. So we were watching a video of Jack White and his ex-wife at the time. This had
to have been, like, 2005.
They were playing a little concert in their
basement,
and she gave a look to him like, I'm going to choke you, motherfucker.
I'm going to choke you to death.
And we were dying of laughing because we paused it at that point and we were just dying.
Dude, it was so
Mind you, we're high as shit and we're just like, that's funny.
Speaking of, you want to get stoned?
Yeah.
There's one thing I love about coming on this podcast is boozing.
I have to get up and go do it, but
getting stoned. Man, so funny story. The kitty that I'm like co-parenting right now scratched the fucking shit out of me last night, little bastard. Yeah, like look at how deep this bitch is. Today's episode is sponsored by Sonic's fucking hard seltzer. It's garbage. Don't get it. Drink G Fuel instead, or not G Fuel. Drink Gamer Sups instead. Hey, here's my bandana. Hell yeah. I'm gonna be Tommy Lee again for Halloween. Now I'm gonna post my dick to Facebook. Oh, in other news, Tommy Lee posted this goddamn dick to Facebook. That shit was funny as fuck.
then he posted his wiener dog.
He posted his straight cock and balls. That shit was funny as fuck, dude.
Speaking of music and everything, I think we should pay some remembrance and some memories of the late Taylor Hawkins.
Oh, dude, man. That shit's sad. Hey.
Yeah, did you watch
this fuck?
This fuck? It's interesting. Cool. Well, it was because I was watching Dave.
I haven't watched the memorial show yet.
It's awesome. But
I know his kid comes up and drums.
For My Hero.
Yeah. I just, like, I don't want to start crying, man. I know if I watch that shit, I'll start crying, dude. I love Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters is like... Foo Fighters and Nirvana are two bands that really made me want to start making music. Because of Kurt's fuck it all attitude and Dave's just pure fucking raw commitment to that shit. Dude is committed to the craft. That's an interesting way to do that.
Keeps it running. Did it get you? Oh shit, my bad.
Is this reclaim?
A little bit.
Okay. Oh, hate me. Oh, I gotta fucking make it, Mike.
Wait a minute. I have to do it because this one's the fucked up one.
Ah.
Yes, we are doing the honey death.
We're doing a crackhead fucking crackhead dabs. So, watch anything interesting recently?
Lately, Anna and I have been watching a show called Carnival Row on Amazon Prime.
Ooh.
It's got Orlando Bloom in it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, he looks so different versus the Pirates films.
Really?
Yes. Like, it's almost kind of unrecognizable. He kind of looks more like an adult now.
That's interesting.
But what the show is about, it's about, so pretty much say the existence of, fairies, half men, half, I guess bulls technically, or goat, or whatever. They call them pucks, and they're like half man, half goat.
That's interesting.
But it's pretty much a world of like fantasy, like humans and fantasy
so like
creatures.
Narnia.
Kinda. If like Narnia and the human world collided. Yeah.
Interesting. I started watching this Korean show today. It's a Netflix original. It's called Narco. Is it Narco fucking? It's some town in Korea. I can't fucking pronounce the name. But it's really good. It's pretty much just Korean Breaking Bad, except instead of getting cancer, the dude owns a fish shipping company.
And it's about to go out of business.
No. He works with this preacher, and his shipment of fish that he's shipping to Korea suddenly has a bunch of cocaine in it. And not hijinks. It's a very serious show, but hijinks ensue. Fucking motherfuckers get capped. One dude gets his leg cut off with a fucking chainsaw. Like, it's a brutal fucking show.
Yeah, I was about to say, it sounds pretty brutal.
It's really good though. I was hooked. Oh, vinyl.
But one show that I was actually rewatching was an anime from 2003, I think, or 2004. It was called Gungrave. That was a really fun show too. Like, it was about these two guys that get out of the shitty part of the city they live in. Well, they end up lining up with the mafia, and one of them becomes a sweeper / hitman. That's what they call hitmen in the show, is sweepers.
Playing Marvel with the streets.
Pretty much. Well, 13 years later, the girl that one of the guys that was in love with, she has a kid with the mafia boss, who now the mafia is going after.
Oh no.
But there's something they didn't know. The guy that they supposedly killed,
was like still alive?
well, they necrolized him. And they found a way to necrolize dead bodies.
Oh god.
So he asked the doctor if he ever was betrayed, that they would necrolize him and turn him into a weapon to destroy the very thing that he helped create.
I like older anime because I like the hand-drawn art style more than the Flash. So what's it called?
Gungrave.
Gungrave. I'll have to check that out. That sounds good, actually.
It's super good. It's so much story to it.
So for some context, and I think I've talked about it on the show before, but like I'm not into anime like in the slightest. I'm into Bleach. Bleach was a really good show, but that's just like from my childhood. Like I used to like stay up late and sneak into the living room while my parents were asleep with closed captions to watch Bleach and shit. You know, that's part of it, you know, back then, you know, being a kid and shit.
Yeah.
I miss that shit, dude. Sometimes I'll just like wake up at 3 in the morning, throw on some like Adult Swim show and just act like I'm a fucking like 9-10-year-old kid again, fucking eating popcorn, watching fucking, you know, shit that I shouldn't be watching.
Oh, you know, one show, I never got to watch it when I was younger on Adult Swim, but it's on HBO Max now.
What?
Morel.
Oh, Moral Oral. Dude, yeah, that show is... How far are you in?
I've seen it all.
Dude, that show goes from being like...
About a kid just following God and
then next thing you know, dude, shit hits the fucking fan. You know they were supposed to have one more season?
Yeah, but it was too fucked up of a
last
show.
Episode of season 3 is the one that completely fucked them from being able to finish it out. It's a dark show, man. There's a lot of really interesting fucking like meta commentary in it though too.
The last episode, from what I noticed, it was actually, they went back in time when Orel was younger and his brother was like a baby.
Yeah.
And he thought he was supposed to be like Abraham and kill his little brother.
Yeah.
But his grandpa...
Spoilers for Moral Oral, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah, ignore this part if you haven't seen Morel.
Hey, skip ahead like 10 minutes.
But yeah, it was a really good show. But I mean, I get why people were like, oh, we can't have this shown to kids, especially Christian Southern kids.
Fuck, man, I mean...
Because I feel like that show, if it did go any further, a lot of us from the South would have seen it and been like, oh, we need to question...
Pissed.
Yeah, pissed off that we've been told we need to go to church. But easily we could end up like Orel, where we're taking everything too seriously. Or making everything about God and not about living.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge religious person. I do believe that there is a God, but I don't believe it's for us to, like, understand or grasp, you know, because we are here for the experience. We're here to find out how to live life, you know, peacefully and, you know, how to love one another as opposed to bicker and argue all the time. And I mean, the Bible is a really good, you know, set of
lessons.
No pun intended. A good set of morals on how to live like a good, clean life. But motherfuckers take that shit too literally.
Yeah, like when I was watching Morel, it was making me think of like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah, those kind of motherfuckers.
Those dudes, like, I can't understand that, dude, like,
we were
whole philosophy of that.
Them at work the other day, and fucking... They're just weird. You know, they still go to things now, but ever since the main dude died, there's only like...
Few of them left.
Yeah, there's like 10 or 15 of them that'll go.
But what's funny is it's all one family.
Yeah.
It's just a family cult, pretty much.
Essentially, yeah.
And
God cult shit.
First time I actually experienced them before in Tennessee. Yeah, because there was a soldier being buried in Bells.
Oh, yeah, you've told me
Bells, Tennessee. And it's a small town. Nobody fucking knows anything about Bells. All of a sudden, I'm on my bus, and we're passing by, and our bus driver slows down because we're paying respects.
Yeah.
Next thing I see is some people with signs saying, thank God your son died and shit like that. And, soldiers deserve to die and stuff. And I remember being young and grabbing those pinchers and throwing the window down just going, hey, fuck you. And, flipping them off.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to dox us or anything, but at our local university recently, there was the Jesus Yellers?
Yeah.
Well,
I've heard about them.
Bar strip and shit.
Yeah.
Dude, so they went to the university with permission from the university, because it's a public space. You can't really, tell somebody to leave.
Yeah, because they'll become a whole issue.
They were holding signs that said, women deserve to be raped. Fucking, women belong back in the kitchen. Women shouldn't go to school. Shit like that. And that's, crazy. And there was a bunch of them, too. That was
how in the hell did these people not get shot for these things?
Dude, because a lot of people secretly fucking agree with it, and they turn a blind eye to it.
Man.
I truly think that's what it is.
And this is why I wish times I had my airsoft machine gun, because I would purposely just drive by and fuck them.
Oh yeah.
It's like what kind of? It's like, none of you have a mom? Is this how you actually see your own mother?
Podcast dog, but a dog.
That's honestly how I look at it at times when people talk like that. It's like, you have a mom. You really think your mother want to hear you spit out that random jumble?
To destroy one of those people in the marketplace of ideas.
Right.
That would just be so fucking great. But it's like, I don't know, the talking points to be able to fucking even hit shit like that. I mean, I could just say the most basic shit, but if I come at one of those guys, I want to hit him with, the hardcore faction shit and be able to, pull out my phone and be like, nah, motherfucker, look at the statistics.
Yeah.
Can you argue with this, motherfucker? No, you can't.
You're not, you're not
Christ,
a scientist.
I'm letting out my inner Hassan Piker.
No, because, you're right. It's a bunch of people with their own opinion of life, which...
Yeah, but your opinion's fucking wrong.
Yeah, I know, but that's the sad part about having opinions.
Everyone can have one.
Everyone can have one, yeah.
Doesn't mean it's right, but yeah.
And we're definitely not on the subject of subjugating a bunch of people because they have a different opinion. But at least have one of them admit, okay, maybe we're wrong in certain aspects of life.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, conservative Christians are weird, man. Because, a lot of their, core moral beliefs, as long as you're not, of color, are actually really pure and wholesome. But there's just so much hate and fucking, backwards-ass ideology that's also attached with that, too. I went to a Southern church growing up, man, and, some of the nicest fucking people I ever met. Until I started seeing, all the hypocrisy, behind the scenes and shit. Because me and the preacher's kid were, really good fucking friends. We went to high school together. Our first band was technically, playing in a church band.
Yeah.
And, we loved that shit, dude. Me and him on Sunday mornings, we used to link up at, 6 in the fucking morning for sound check and shit. And, we'd eat donuts and fucking drink coffee and act like we were, fucking rock stars and shit, We were rock stars for God, though.
Christian rock stars.
Yeah, essentially. It's weird that that's my upbringing, because I'm I wear all black all the time, I'm definitely Hail Satan, but that's just because, rock and roll and shit. It's crazy to think of, my background and shit, though, and, where I come from.
I was about to say,
a lot of big bands and shit, though, started out in churches and shit.
Johnny Cash.
Yep.
He wore all black, but that was because it was a rebellion thing to do at the time, because wearing all black meant you were going to a funeral or whatever, or you're paying.
Okay, so this one isn't that mid.
Gotcha.
This one's pretty good. So I'm over here trying the Sonic Hard Cell shoes because I've never tried them.
And me and Miss Midnight have a whole 12-pack.
And apparently they just don't like them, so I'm trying them. And this one, it's okay. It's got an orange creamsicle pineapple-y flavor, which I like,
this is the drinks that she's been getting lately. Is Monaco's.
Oh, dude, the Monaco's are fire.
I like them.
Monaco's are fire. We just became an alcohol review channel.
It's just, but man, it's just weird. And I was listening to Lorna Shore. Mm-hmm. I was listening to someone doing a reaction to the Hellfire, and they were doing like a lyric analysis kind of thing. And kind of what they gathered from the lyrics, it's someone going to hell.
Yeah.
And they don't care, pretty much, essentially, that they're going to hell.
Shit.
They literally know what they've done, and they accepted that instead of asking for forgiveness.
And shit.
And he was gathered by Azrael, the angel of death, to hell. And that weird belting scream that you hear him at the end, that it sounds like a pig squeal.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be signifying him being burned in hell.
Oh, shit.
That was the death sound.
You know what I don't get about the concept of hell? Which is really, it's baffling to me because, like, if you actually do follow the Bible, if you sin, you're Gucci because Jesus died for you, correct?
Yeah.
So therefore, kind of like no matter what you do, as long as at one point in your life you've asked God for, forgiveness, and I think we all have as a fucking kid.
Well, from what the guys I was watching that did a reaction to it, one of them is a pastor.
And I think I know that channel that you're talking
Pastor
about.
Rob.
Yep.
Yeah, Pastor Rob.
I watch that guy's content.
I love him and his son.
Yeah, I'm not a Christian or anything. They make some cool content.
But they made a fair point, this is someone that didn't ask for forgiveness at the end.
Yeah.
That's when because in one of the, I think it was Revelations or something, they said that if you do not speak the word of God from your own mouth, you won't be forgiven.
Yeah.
So thinking it is different from
actually, speaking, professing it and shit.
Especially at the end.
Yeah.
And that's what they were talking about.
If I die and I have to go meet fucking St. Paul at the fucking gates, dude, I'm just gonna look at him and be like, man, I got a lot to fucking explain, dude. And hopefully, my explanation's good enough.
And
I think making that realization right there, though, if you continue to do, really, really appalling shit, then maybe you go to hell. But if you have that understanding and you make that sort of realization that I did years ago, as long as you go up and you don't make fucking excuses and you're just like, look, man, was there living the experience, What else was I supposed to do? I stopped fucking up. And, I think that, I don't know, I'm getting into a tangent and shit, but
no, I'm just listening because I think you're on to something a little bit there.
Maybe a little bit, but and I've oftentimes thought, too, man, what if I became, a preacher or something?
Right.
Kind of like that one fucking Jesse James or whatever. Not Jesse James. What's his fucking name?
Oh,
rock and roll preacher.
Yeah, Devil Boots, or,
Yeah.
Oh, damn, what's his name? And he's from Eagles of Death Metal, too.
Yeah, fuck. I should know the dude's fucking name. We've watched that documentary together.
I know.
Twice.
Jesse Hughes.
Yeah, Jesse Hughes.
Because I had to think of that scene where he's sitting in his car and he's just smoking on a joint and he's narrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse the Devil Hughes, or Electric Boots, because he likes to roller skate.
Fucking dude's a bad motherfucker. Rock and roll legend.
Yeah, and on Sundays he does his pastor podcast.
He gives some of the weirdest fucking sermons, bro. Have you ever listened to any of them?
Yeah, it's mostly because he's also he's from the Reagan era, dude.
Yeah.
Remember when he was talking about Reagan was his president and stuff like that? Which, I get it.
I love Ronald Reagan! Woo!
But he was also, he kind of brought up a fair point if he ever ran for president.
Motherfucker's a liberal, through and through.
Yeah.
Let's not lie. But that's good. He's not a conservative, but he's just a liberal that loved Reagan and loves, Americana. Which there's nothing wrong with that. Being a rock and roller, you do like a lot of Americana. Look at my hat. Big old brimmed hat and shit.
Well, they brought up a fair point that, or he brought up a fair point if he ran for president. He was like, I will raise wages where they're high enough for women to be able to be at-home moms and stuff like that. And he's like, that's what America I was raised in, where moms were able to stay home and didn't have to work a job if they didn't want to.
Yeah, I mean, my mom still does that to this day,
And, that was the part that was interesting to me, that he was just like, Reagan's my president.
But that one set me for a fucking loop.
But he's a rock and roll musician.
Yeah.
And Reagan hated anything.
If Reagan hated anything, it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
And rap.
Oh, yeah, and rap.
Well, that's kind of more Nancy Reagan, but yeah.
Nancy Reagan was a racist cunt.
Oh fuck yeah, she was.
She was a racist cunt.
She did, I
want to piss on Ronald Reagan's grave.
Like the whole war on drugs and stuff. Like, I was listening to Bill Hicks, and he was talking about that, the war on drugs. He's like, drug...
I watched Bill Hicks' thing on,
well,
if you've never watched Bill Hicks' thing on, YouTube about fucking, drugs and shit.
Apparently all of his stand-ups are now on Netflix, finally.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they finally put Bill Hicks on Netflix.
I'm gonna have to go fucking watch those, man.
They got, Relentless, Revelations, and I think they have Sane Man, but I'm not 100% on that.
Go
Sane Man
watch
is really
all
good.
of these if you have a Netflix subscription. I know a lot of people are getting off of Netflix because fuck Netflix. I fucking completely agree, but if you have Netflix, go check those out.
I'll never get Netflix again after they did that bullshit with Cowboy Bebop, getting everyone all hyped up for it, and then just listening to other people. Ooh,
I actually like, because I don't like anime. But
you like Cowboy the
I like Cowboy Bebop. I like a lot of the memes. I like, the aesthetics and shit. And I really do like the art style. Like the hand-drawn animation and shit. I do like it. I think Cowboy Bebop... Okay, so there's 3 animes that I'm pretty fucking down with. The original Yu-Gi-Oh! And maybe GX to 5Ds. Bleach. And...
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop, yeah. Pretty fucking mid-taste. If, I was talking to an actual weeb, he'd probably be
He starts fucking scatting for some reason.
How
How dare you talk about anime like that? But,
fucking weebs.
well, I was about to say, I was showing Anna an anime. It kind of reminds me of the same kind of universe. I feel like it shares with Cowboy Bebop, but I found another anime like that too last night. But anyway, it's called No Guns Life.
Mm-hmm.
It's so, imagine humankind, we got to the point where biotechnology was a thing.
Ooh.
Where we're able to upgrade.
Yeah.
And there was a war and at one point in time, and some humans, it's called, what's it called? Overextended. Where they're more robot than human.
Yeah.
Well, you follow Inzu, who is overextended. And literally his head is a gun. You don't see his eyes. You don't even know it. Where
his head is just literally a gun?
It's a giant revolver. That's how they were fighting against other overextendeds.
Bang!
They were literally
Bang!
changing themselves into human weapons.
That's insane. So his head is just literally a gun.
Giant gun.
With
teeth. Like a metal mouth, so he's able to still talk.
What? That is... So his nose would essentially be the barrel.
Well, the barrel is here.
Oh, like his forehead?
Well, okay, so let me pull a picture of him.
Yeah.
If any of you are into anime a lot, No Guns Life is a really cool
hey, Jamie,
story.
Pull that shit up.
No, but just Jamie.
Hey, you ever done DMT, dog? Jamie, pull that shit up.
But yeah, you don't really know where his eyes are, but he could still see. He is still a human in a sense.
Throw on the record.
Oh yeah, go ahead, take a pic. But yeah, he's not the only one. There's other humans that have done this to themselves.
Yeah.
They either overextend themselves or they're either more human. They're human and robot, pretty much.
God damn.
But yeah, here we go. Here's a good picture.
my god, that's the funniest shit I've ever seen, bro.
But yeah, that's how far he extended himself.
Actually, you know what? I have one better for you. This guy, right, in this fucking TV show, turns himself into a pickle, right? Funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, Morty.
Have you watched any of the new season of Rick and Morty?
I had to rewatch season 5. I haven't got to season 6 yet. I've seen episodes. I've seen clippets though, like apparently Morty going back to Cronenberg universe.
Yep, that's.
And apparently he gets pretty much shit on
Oh, yeah.
by his dad.
Oh yeah, like the whole time. It's fucking hilarious.
Move over real quick. No, you. That's not how. You started all the way to the edge.
Huh.
You bump up the speed because this is a Sex Pistols record.
Oh, is it Mortens?
No. That's why you have to mess with the speed.
Yeah. Learning about vinyl.
It's weird hearing Sex Pistols on vinyl, ain't it?
Yeah. It's weird.
But
Vinyl's weird.
But no, in Gungrave, the reason, I don't know, for some reason the art style and the universe they live in, it almost feels like it's a parallel to Cowboy Bebop in some sense. Because, well, the Gungrave universe, them finding out how to make dead people come back to life and stuff like that. And that's actually like the only sci-fi thing that, oh, wait a minute, actually I gotta heat it up because if I let go, it's gonna...
Oh, okay.
But, I don't know, it's just little things like that like, it has like almost some like hurrah from like Cowboy Bebop era.
Yeah.
But no, the live action, I was really enjoying it, and I think a lot of people were forgetting the fact that if they do everything like they did in the original show, we would already know how it ends. Why in the fuck would we want to rewatch something we've already seen?
Yeah. I think fucking Netflix just listens to the internet too much.
And another fucking argument that used to bug the shit out of me is fucking Jed about him being black in the show. And I'm like, okay, first of all, fuckers, he was voiced by...
I didn't really get one. You want to hit me back up?
Huh?
I didn't really get one. You want to hit me back up?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Scuffed dabs.
But, it's like, listen, fuckers, he was voiced by a black voice actor.
Yeah.
So why in the fuck would they not make him a black guy playing as him?
I mean, yeah, like, I don't know, man. White people just get pissed off about, like, the dumbest fucking things.
Like, Miss Moonlight's ex, that was his argument about that show. And apparently how John Cho doesn't fit Spike.
I mean, dude, John Cho fits fucking Spike perfectly.
Yep.
Looks like him, has the fucking
attitude,
yeah.
the personality of it, where Spike was very laid back and kind of...
He's very chill about shit.
And, you know,
yeah, I don't...
jokes about any of the jobs they're gonna do.
I don't know. I think fucking, like, people just like to find a reason to fucking bitch.
I think so, too.
And, like, that's, like, a very good example of people just finding something to bitch about. You know what I have to bitch about? I've had these Doc Martens for fucking quite a while. And now I've got a rip. I'm bummed. But apparently there's a cobbler in town that can, like, help me fix it.
So I actually know where it is.
Yeah, I know where it is, too.
Because we used to service their vehicles at Grease Pig.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I actually talked to them about Doc Martens, and they were like, yeah, we got a shit ton of Doc Martens if you ever want to come by and look at some.
I might buy a pair from there. Because I kind of want a new pair of Docs. These ones are... I think these are just gonna be my show docs, you know? Because the inside's pretty worn down too. Like, you know, in the heel, I've like rubbed out the back heel real bad.
Walking a lot.
Yeah, this. And I have no traction, literally. Because I work in these, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I walk everywhere and I bike everywhere. And I bike in my docs, which is not recommended, but feels fine to me. But I also have like a road mountain bike. It's like a hybrid, so. Yeah, big shout outs to fucking Cannondale, man. Some of the best bikes I've ever ridden.
I used to ride mountain bikes, but it was mainly just for riding.
Yeah. I mean, I like to cruise on the bike trail here in the town we live in because there's a bunch of cool little like break-offs that are mountain bikey.
Yeah.
And they're just fun as fuck to rip on. Like, I biked all the way from one town to the other today before we did our band shit.
Which I got to be there and see what's going on.
Yeah, and you're coming back for a little bit, aren't you?
Yeah, until I have
find
to
a
leave.
basis.
Yeah.
And I'm like stoked for it because, like, you know, I don't think I've had you. Have I had you play bass in the projects?
The Manipulators, the original.
Yeah. No, you were. Yeah.
When we were living on Wagon Wheel.
Yep.
And that was.
God, that all seems like such a blur to me.
I know, right?
It's almost like it didn't even fucking happen.
Like,
we lived there for such a short amount of time, too.
Very true. We lived there through like all of the December.
And then like into late February. And
Yeah.
Then, yeah, because in March that's when I moved in with Gwen.
And I moved into here like halfway into February.
Yeah.
No, it was March. Because I moved.
Yeah.
Because I had everything out by March 13th.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did move out mid-March. Yeah, so we were there for like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And I was like working from home and shit, dude. And I like never left. Like, I never went out and did anything. And it was so fucking bizarre. I almost hated it to a degree.
Yeah, and that was when I was more like wanting to hang out in my room.
Yeah, I had that really shitty laptop that kept crapping out on me and we were trying to record with it. God, dude. It's crazy to think about, like, just like the past and shit, you know?
It was also weird they never had a TV in their living room.
Yeah, I mean...
Unless I brought my TV.
Yeah.
Unless we brought my TV out.
Well, they had that one TV in the living room that I was using from time to time.
Yeah, true.
But it was sat on the floor all the time. They never used it. Well, they never chilled in their living room either.
Yeah, which I never understood that. It's like you got all this room.
They just laid in bed all the time.
It's like you got all this room. Why not take the TV out of your room
and put it in there and like chill in there?
And then
and like,
put like music or something in your room or something.
I tried to chill in there too, you remember? And it was just like
it's just dead in there.
Yeah, it just wasn't really worth it, you know? It's like, oh, I'm just gonna chill in this big ass fucking living room by myself. I really do want to get some homies together and get a house like that again. Like actual cool fucking people though.
Well, I mean,
not someone that isn't gonna try to like fucking help cancel me later on some bullshit.
Yeah, like their living room was so dead. We might as well just set up the band stuff in there.
Yeah, honestly, it would have been funner.
But I already know.
Oh, they would have
no names discussed on this channel, but one person I feel like in particular would have done a fit. It's like, sorry.
Well, we had a cutoff time too, and that sucked too. Because at the last jam house I went to, dude, we were playing until like 2 in the fucking morning, and nobody cared. And it was like at a house behind Weddington.
Damn.
And like up in Weddington, like near North and shit. Right down the road from where I'm living right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll introduce me to those guys. They're really cool. Like, one of the dudes that lives there who we jammed with that night, he played bass. He did session bass for Alejandro's rehearsal. His first rehearsal and his audition. Which, I lost the fucking full videos. The full, hour video and the 30-minute one. I got drunk and deleted it and shit, because I wanted to go see what fucking conservative fucking, what's it fucking called? Telegram. I wanted to see what conservative Telegram was up to. Because I like to just go lurk and see what the conservatives are talking about.
Right.
And it was just, your normal QAnon conspiracy bullshit, but...
Yeah,
a lot of all the Democrats are fucking bleep and fucking bleep, 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 bleep. Yeah, I can't say that shit on YouTube. This episode will get flagged.
I already age restrict my videos anyway.
Oh, okay. You can't fucking demonetize you can't monetize if you do that, though, right?
Yeah, that's why Mr. videos. He has to do that sometimes. And I'm like, man, that sucks. You might as well just made your videos age restricted so you get away with that shit. That's why I did it to mine, but I've also not been sharing. I need to start sharing more of my videos on my channels.
Start sharing the episodes I'm on more. Hey, y'all fucking chill the fuck out. Fuck off.
But, man, it's funny.
This one's gonna be super mid.
As funny as we joke about Reagan and everything, I don't think even Reagan would know what to do in this new world.
Oh, dude, Reagan would shit himself.
He'd probably shoot himself.
Oh, probably.
He'd probably be too confused of what the fuck is going on.
And he'd probably have a fucking brain aneurysm.
Probably the same with Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
He'd probably be like, fuck, I don't know who's
What? The gays walk around, they parade?
He'd probably be confused of who's a Jew and who's not. I can't tell anymore. They were all wearing beanies. Yeah, my dad used to joke on me on that because I used to wear beanies, but my hair is just hanging off the side.
I looked like a fisherman.
My dad used to say I look like a Jew, or an Orthodox Jew.
Oh, that's not even mid. That's Reggie, bro.
Watermelon.
Watermelon tastes like shit. Yeah, I don't buy these seltzers, kids. I'm just doing it to get drunk.
But, yeah, I sat and thought about that kind of shit. It's just like, half of these people, certain points in time, like, that's why it makes me laugh in a weird sense about Queen Elizabeth dying. Because think about it, dude, she's been around since 1926.
Oh, dude.
She had to experience a shit ton of time.
She fucking has Nazi connections. Like, Nazi oligarch connections and shit. Like, there's actually a picture of her and her mom and her sister doing the fucking Hitler salute and shit. I saw that on Twitter the other day. I was like, oh, fuck, dude, I'm glad this bitch dead.
Well,
I love that intro I did, by the way. That shit was funny as...
Well, I was about to say, I feel like it was that same time, or not same time. It was that whole, after the war was over, do you remember how the Germans were about after it ended, when they were asked, why did you join? Well, we didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
We didn't.
A lot of people were in the dark about that shit.
We just did it because we weren't Jews.
I mean, man, Germans. A lot of people just didn't want to... I'm not a sympathizer by any means, mind you. We're not sympathizing with Nazis here. But yeah, a lot of those people were just doing what they were fucking told. And, I mean, our military does just as deplorable shit. We've been involved in genocides in the fucking Middle East for like 20 fucking years.
Raise hell in the Middle East. Just joking, everyone. I support my troops, but I say we shouldn't have done half the shit
I don't think...
that we forced them guys to go into. Guys and gals.
I love our vets, man. I'm pretty, I'm anti-army because I'm anti-war and I'm anti-government. But I'm not an anarchist.
Even though we're listening to the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
I mean... Anarchy is not the answer. I've already learned that from SLC Punk. And,
yeah, I got nothing on that.
Oh, you did?
Back up, Mike.
Yeah. But, see, this is that weird little thing where capitalism can be good and it's...
So...
if it's done right.
I believe in the free market, but I don't believe in capitalism.
Gotcha.
Now, the free market is, it's needed in our society and shit, because, you want to be able to, you want to be able to live and you want to be able to, like, you know, indulge in things that you're into and shit. But, like, I believe the trade and barter system would be way better, you know? Like, say I work 6 hours a day for you. You feed me for that day, and you throw me just, like, a little bit of scratch. But here's the thing with that scratch that you get, scratch being money, slang term, that money that you get from that day, you can use in your local economy, and you don't boost the national economy, you boost your local economy. You use the same currency as everyone else still, so that way when you travel, there's no discrepancies. But instead of having it's basically like annex all the corporations, fuck the corporations, we do shit 100% locally to your communities.
Shoot, it's not even that. It would be also people that own apartments and stuff like that.
Well, that would just be public housing and shit, you know?
Yeah,
like,
but you already know how, I mean, our little situation, not far from us, is a little company called Lindsay.
Yeah.
That owns a shit ton of
Oh,
apartments.
yeah, no, and that's another, like, big corporate thing. Like, no, annex that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like, there are people that own, like, say, a apartment complex. And they have somebody that lives there fucking do all the maintenance and shit, you know, so their job is, like, within their home and shit, you know, so, like, there are ways you could do fucking socialism and shit properly, like, people love to say, oh, but Venezuela is such a bad example. Bro, you talk to the people from Venezuela, they're all minimalist, you know, they don't need much anyways, because they're not spoiled with the luxuries of living in the first world. Shit,
Simplicity,
you know? Yeah, very simplistic. Simple living. And that's how socialism works, is like without exploitative living.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's pretty much how I lived in Tennessee, living with my mom. We just had a house, some land.
Man, I live in a one-bedroom apartment with 3 other people right now. And I have my corner where I keep my shit. We don't touch each other's shit, you know, and, like, we coexist really well in, like, that little space, you know. You and me lived in a fucking studio together for, like, a year.
Yep, which is still my HQ.
You can live comfortably together in a small space if you're, like, not, like, it really comes down to, like, greed and, well, it's just a lot of human condition shit, you know?
Yeah.
Man, we're getting towards the end.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes and I want to say 13 minutes probably. But, no, I'm glad you're here because I needed, like I told you before while I was driving you over here.
Have somebody here to bounce shit with.
Yeah, it's not just me here about my thoughts. Sometimes I can do that. There's sometimes I have brain farts and I'm like, I don't know what to talk
and with
about.
podcasts, you can't really have a lot of dead air and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Especially in your case, because you can't, like, edit shit down real hard because of the way you record. Bro, I've been meaning to ask, though, you have a fucking full-functioning Mac with a very good webcam. Why are you not fucking setting it in, like, the corner right there or something and using that? I
kind of want to do, like, as maybe, like, a special occasion or something.
Yeah, okay, so, like, a special, like, ooh, we should do a Christmas episode.
Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, that would be fucking tits. Get, like, a bunch of people we've had on the podcast before.
If they're able to.
If they're able to, yeah. Because, like, it's really hard to do shit like that with, like, family and shit, you know?
Yeah, especially if your family has that family downtime.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have to do it, like, necessarily Thanksgiving Day. We could do it Thanksgiving, like, weekend or something.
Yeah, I don't even know when Thanksgiving falls on.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what any of it. I know my birthday falls on a Wednesday, which, by the way, I had a question.
What's up?
But also, Alejandro has that fucking boat, and I might want to go fucking on my boat, or not on my boat, on a boat for my fucking birthday. But would you want to fucking do an episode with, like, me and Alejandro and, you know, talk about, like, music and shit on my birthday?
It'll probably have to be on my phone, though.
Couldn't we do it here?
Oh, yeah, we could do it here. So it falls on a Thursday, so pretty much normal time.
Yeah. I thought Thanksgiving was always on a Thursday. It was
I think
just,
it
like,
is,
the
honestly.
day is different, the number of the day.
I think it's always been dead set on a Thursday. But what's funny is the day after is Native American Heritage Day.
Turkey people. That's interesting.
Because we have to respect our fellow man.
Native Americans are cool.
Mm.
I did it right. I think.
Yeah, you did. It's just riding on the empty
edge.
space until it gets to the beginning.
That's cool. Vinyl's cool.
Oh, I know. I've been, like, when I first got it back home, I was just playing records and just watching it. I'm like, ooh. That's why my story, if you looked at my story, yeah, that one record I have from Red Hot Chili Peppers, it's a breast cancer awareness vinyl.
Oh, that's sick.
That's why it's pink.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, I had to get it.
I love how, like, vinyl has gotten to, like...
do color and stuff.
Yeah, like, you can do, like, really cool, like, designs and shit, too. Like, all of King Gizzard's vinyls look fucking sick.
I had a Day to Remember vinyl. Ooh. It was their first album. The one that has the cover of Since You've Been Gone.
Yeah.
It was turquoise blue. Ooh. And sadly I gave it to one of my exes who never gave it back, and I was pissed.
This sounds like Ozzy. How do we fix this?
There you go. You're figuring out record player.
Older record, yeah, because this record player's old as shit.
Yep, owned by my great grandmother.
Work different.
Yep, owned by my great grandmother. Yeah, and it was given to me by my aunt, and that's why I have so many Bob Dylan records. And
oh yeah.
Because she was a really big fan of Bob Dylan.
That's who I was thinking of today. Alejandro has some like real Bob Dylan sounding fucking licks.
Yeah. How do you think my vocals sound? Like with just
I could barely hear it, brother.
Really?
Yeah. Well, you gotta remember, like behind the drum kit, it's so much fucking louder than like
in front of it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane. Like, cause you're getting all the bounce back from the wall and shit, and like.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's cool.
Dude. I have permanently fucked my hearing being a drummer. Like, that's one of the things I really don't like about being a drummer is the fact that, like...
Start wearing earplugs.
Yeah, I mean, even if I had earplugs, it wouldn't really help because it's like the vibration. It's not just the
What about in-ear monitors?
In-ear monitors, yeah, those help a lot because you're hearing everybody else's shit real good.
I didn't have
And I know Jay has those monitors and shit, but like, Jay's already being cool enough to like let me use his shit. He's like his drum kit and shit and his PB, so like I'm not, you know.
Yeah, dude, it's with this project I'm in with him.
Yeah,
and he was talking about
monitors and shit.
Well, we are when we do the next project.
Y'all
but
should,
lately
do y'all run Metronome through them?
I don't know. I haven't asked Jay that question.
Yeah.
That's more of a Jay question than me answer.
Because, like, I think when we do the recordings and shit, I definitely want to use in-ears. Because that's just, you know, and being able to play with it. Because, like, even Alejandro was saying when we were leaving, like, I need to, like, go home and play with a metronome. Because, like, his timing was a bit off and shit. Because, like, I don't know if you can tell, I was really fucking with my drumming a bit. Because he'd come in at, like, 5 and shit. So I'd be like, oh, what the fuck?
I noticed at times.
I was able to pull it back in. I'm a really tight drummer, I've noticed.
But, oh man, coming up in the 6 minutes left.
Oh boy, we're at the end. This is the end. My only friend, the end. Mother, yes son, I want to kill you.
Forgive me, Father, for what I have done. What have you done, my son?
Mother?
I said the words fuck a lot.
I said the word fuck a lot.
And yes, what else, my son? Also another thing. I also keep picturing I'm a fucking goat, fucking people.
I'll be wearing a goat's head and fucking people.
I am goat boy.
I am goat boy. So, thank you for having me on again, man. I guess I'm pretty much just like a secondary backup co-host at this point until you fucking move. But I mean, we could do episodes over Discord and shit.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that part out.
That's easy. You just do screen recording from your Oh, well, I haven't figured out how to do fucking screen recording with audio on Mac yet. I'll get back to you on that.
Alright.
But
I'll probably have to get Discord on there.
oh, it's just you can use Discord on a web browser.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, getting software on that thing's a bitch and a half. It's so old. We both use really old Macs.
Yeah.
Because they're really dependable.
But that was what I was used to. That was like my first Mac I ever worked on.
I mean, dude, I always use older equipment. I just like older shit. I don't know why. It's just I think older shit works better.
That's actually what I was talking to my future roommate about, because they use Logic Pro X, but they used to use GarageBand.
Yeah, I've heard Logic Pro's a lot better, but it has a steep learning curve.
Yeah, and she doesn't know how to record full band stuff. Then there's me. I know how to record a full band.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
even
all
on
you
electronic
really need
drum
is
kit.
a mixer that fucking does USB and some mics.
Yeah, the same audio box I've been using since 2014.
The
Dude, that's
audio
how long.
box that was mine for a bit.
Yeah, dude, that's how long I've had it. Think about that shit. It was new in 2014.
Yeah.
And I
And you
still
got
had
me
it.
using a Yamaha 8-track fucking mixer from the 90s. That thing's a beast though, and its pre-built-in fucking delay is really cool too. Because if you channel your pedals in your software, but then you do the delay through the mixer, it'll always do the delay from the mixer first. And so it creates these super crazy like dissonance thing, because in your technical chain, it'll be delay then distortion. So you're getting all the delay bits, and then the distortion is kicking in, so it creates these crazy fucking swells and shit. I love it.
But before we head out and everything, I also want to thank the couple guys that I met on Apex that you were seeing the gameplay from. I met these two dudes randomly on Apex because I mentioned my podcast, and one of them got into a whole topic with me about what my podcast is, and I brought up, we were talking about the abortion ban and blah, blah. And dude, we had a back and forth conversation, and it was really subtle, really cool, nothing, because I'm open to opinions, and then I interpret how I hear it.
Yeah.
And then we met up with this other dude in the middle of a conversation of the fact that I love Lil Nas X, because there's a video of him twerking on the devil's dick, and that's the funniest thing I have ever heard.
Dude, shout out to Lil Nas X.
And the dude that joined us, he belted out laughing, because he was like, that's the funniest fucking thing I've heard all day. Is because, dude, that's the best way to piss off Christian people.
Oh yeah.
Throw something deplorable at them and see what they do.
I'm gonna dress you up as a devil, and I'm gonna make out with you on a pool table at a bar for a music video.
At the green room.
I'm gonna have to ask Anna if that's cool, but
She probably just asked me if I'm cool with it, and I'll be like, it's a joke.
it's literally just for a music video. It's just to be funny.
It's just me with big ass horns.
There's no romance there. It's
Romance?
just me being funny.
There's no bromance here, bro.
Sure about that, bud? Well, we smoking that Queen pack. Rip Bozo. Fucking fuck the Queen. I'm glad she's dead. Go fucking drink some gin and pour one out for our fucking Irish brothers. The Irish Twitter was popping the fuck off the other night. That shit was so funny.
Dude, I just think it's weird where, dude, there's no more Queen of England anymore.
Yeah, now
we're
it's
about to have a king.
Charles, yeah.
And
we don't. We live in America.
Well, but it's still weird to us as Americans, I feel like, because we were used to a queen being in America.
Everyone was used to a queen for 90-something fucking years.
Yeah, and now we're about to have a dude again. And it's King
Charles
Charles III of all people, but that's how the hierarchy works.
Dude, I want to do a double header episode because I want to fucking talk more about the queen, but the episode's ending.
Yeah, well, if you're down, I can make a quick one.
Alright, bet, yeah.
Alright, guys, well,
we'll see you in part 2.
Yeah, there's now going to be a part 2, everyone. But if you want to see it, I'll make sure to leave a link in the part 1 so you can find it. And I hope you all enjoyed.
A week apart.
And like I said, I hope you all enjoyed. This is your boy, The Void, signing off.
Fuck the queen. See you next week.
Bye.